My parents paid $40,000 for my brother's failed business while I worked 3 jobs to afford community college. Last week, they called asking why I wasn't at family dinner. I told them to check their bank statements. Growing up, everything went to Tyler. Private tennis lessons at the country club, study abroad trips to Europe, a brand new Tesla for his 21st birthday with a red bow on top. Meanwhile, I got a bus pass, and you're more independent anyway. When I made honor roll, they said congratulations and moved on. When Tyler got a B-, they hired a private tutor and threw him a motivational dinner. I remember being 17, asking if they could help with my college application fees. Dad said money was tight. 2 weeks later, Tyler got a $3,000 gaming computer because he needed it for his digital media class. The computer sat unopened in his room for 6 months while he partied. When Tyler pitched his craft beer startup at 25, Dad handed him $40,000 without blinking. No business plan, no collateral, no market research, just, we believe in you, son. This is your moment. I was sitting right there at the dinner table when it happened. I just asked if they could lend me $200 for a certification course that would boost my career. Mom said they needed to be careful with money at their age. Tyler's brewery lasted 8 months before he ghosted his investors and moved back home. Turns out hiring your college buddies and throwing launch parties every weekend isn't a solid business model. He burned through the entire $40,000, plus another $15,000 Mom secretly gave him when things got bad. When it finally collapsed, Dad just sighed and said, well, at least he tried. That takes courage. I paid my own way through community college, then state school, worked overnight shifts at a warehouse loading trucks, weekends at a coffee shop dealing with entitled customers, and did freelance graphic design until 3 a.m. on weekdays. Lived on ramen and dollar store coffee. Slept 4 hours a night for 2 straight years. My roommate once asked why I pushed myself so hard. I told him I never wanted to need my parents for anything ever again. Graduated debt-free with a 3.9 GPA and 3 job offers. Mom's response when I told her, well, you always were good at managing. Tyler's more of a creative spirit. Tyler spent his mid-20s finding himself, which apparently meant living in their basement, occasionally doing DoorDash, and playing video games 16 hours a day. Every family dinner was them asking him about his next big idea, while I sat there invisible. When I mentioned my promotion to senior designer, Dad said, that's nice, and immediately asked Tyler about his cryptocurrency investment plan. 2 years ago, I landed a 6-figure design job at a tech company in the city, bought my own condo with a view of downtown, started maxing out my 401k and investing in index funds, bought a reliable used Lexus with cash, built the life I wanted brick by brick with zero help from anyone, never asked them for a single dollar, never called them for advice, showed up to mandatory family dinners once a month and left early. Tyler would brag about his latest app idea that was definitely going to make him millions. They'd hang on every word like he was Elon Musk. Last month, everything changed. Mom called at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, voice shaking. They were 3 months behind on their mortgage. The bank sent a foreclosure warning. Dad's medical bills from his heart procedure were piling up. Insurance didn't cover everything. They drained their savings. Could I help with $10,000? Just temporarily, until they got back on their feet. I asked about Tyler. Long pause. He was figuring things out in their basement. Couldn't help right now because he was between opportunities. Translation, still unemployed at 29, still playing video games, still their golden child who could do no wrong. Mom started crying, said they never asked me for anything. I almost laughed. They were right. They never asked because they never thought I had anything worth asking for. I told them I'd think about it and call them back. Hung up and stared at my phone for 20 minutes. Part of me wanted to say no and let them finally face consequences, but I'm not built like that. I'm not them. 3 days later, I called them back. Dad answered, voice tight with stress. I could hear Mom in the background asking if it was me. I told them to log into their mortgage account and check the payment history for the past 18 months. Silence. Then Mom gasping. Then Dad saying, I don't understand. I explained slowly. Every month since I got my promotion, I'd been automatically depositing $500 into their mortgage account. Anonymously. No name attached. Just consistent payments that kept them afloat when things got tight. Started doing it because despite everything, I didn't want them to lose their home. The same account I'd frozen that morning right after Mom's call asking for help.